This is the 2024 Subaru WRX. Now you might look at this car and think, did Toyota have something to do with that? Which I guess they kind of did. Or you look at the back and wonder if Honda designed the taillights, maybe even donated them. But despite the fact that it looks like a culmination of its Japanese brethren, the Subaru WRX stands alone in the world of motorsports in its previous generations. As a rally legend, everybody knows back from the Conor McRae days, the Carlos Sainz days, this car has spurred an enthusiast movement within the car community that can be recognized worldwide. This generation, however, has yet to prove itself. Without an STI variant, it leaves much to be desired in the stripped-down model. However, that means it's ready for some upgrades. If you're looking for an enthusiast-minded car that can get you from A to B, this is probably a good option for you, so long as you don't want to break your wallet. If all-wheel drive is a must, if you live in cold weather, this is a great choice. The interior is cloth, but heated. There's some imitation carbon fiber in here, just to remind you that it is a WRX. The steering wheel, in my personal opinion, is a little too thick, designed to be a yoke, not necessarily a steering wheel. But then again, if you're looking to appeal to the enthusiast crowd, that would be something you would do. The controls within the car are pretty intuitive. However, a quick trip over to the owner's manual can set you right if there's any confusion. That massive infotainment system we have here controls your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, gives you access to the climate controls, even tells you what your acceleration position is on the gas pedal, your oil temperature, and it gives you a calendar. If you're looking for the audio settings, you'll find them in there as well. The sound system, actually quite good. Many options within it to improve upon the sound of today's modern digital compacted files. So driving down the highway, this car is perfectly fine. Going straight, you've got your steering assist. You have the Subaru EyeSight system. They all work together to create what is nearly a self-driving situation. However, if you take your hands off the wheel, the car will scold you. Driving on back roads, however, it's a different story. The transmission, it's a little bit kind of sloppy, it's a little dull, leaves much to be desired. They definitely prioritized smoothness over sportiness, but that does allow you to shift gears rather quickly, which is good, because Subaru has released a turbocharged flat 4 that feels like a supercharged 4-cylinder. So you need to get into gear quickly. If you want to maintain your power band and your acceleration, then the smooth transmission is the way to go. Now, like I said, if you're not interested in track driving, this is a good car to drive on a daily basis, unless you're worried about fuel economy. You would think that having a lack of power would give you a much greater distance to travel. That is not the case. The range on this vehicle is roughly 300 to 350 miles on a full tank of gas. That puts you in the same class as a Jeep Gladiator, a Camaro ZL1 1LE, and the Mustang GT 350R, not really known for their fuel economy. 19 miles per gallon city is what you can expect out of this all-wheel drive turbo sedan, which Google even agrees is piss poor for a small 4-cylinder car. Typically reserve fuel economy like that for SUVs and pickup trucks. The highway's not much better at an average of 26 miles per gallon, which again isn't much better than most twin-turbo V6 half-ton pickups on the road today. So other than the great gas mileage and the amazing power that this produces, Subaru has given you a car that you can make your own. It does leave much to be desired, but maybe that's why we love it so much. This car gives the enthusiast a chance to experiment, or even the opportunity to drive something and get to know it really well before taking it to the next step. Maybe you don't want to change it at all, and you like the way that it is. A smooth transmission can be appealing. Cloth seats are sometimes preferred over leather. This one on the used market is in the $32,000 range. There's many other cars out there for that type of a price, but not as many that can be a utility tool like this one. Now on day 2 of the Subaru review, as I drive down the windy mountain roads of my hometown, I find that the steering is responsive. It darts back and forth like a school of minnows. However, on the highway, the car is composed, calm, and relaxed. Everything is smooth. It's simple. The road noise is minimal for a car of its price. All around, not a bad car. As I said, there leaves much to be desired in the performance area. But again, that's what we do as enthusiasts. We remove the old and we replace it with the new to make it our own. A couple of cool features of this car. If you're familiar with the morning drive-through for your coffee or breakfast or both, if you're not paying attention and the car in front of you moves ahead, the car will tell you the car in front has moved ahead. So no more annoying the people behind you while they wait for you to realize that it's your turn to order. Looking ahead, Subaru has hinted that maybe an STI version of this car will be coming out. As to what that means, we don't know. We can only assume maybe it gets the TR brake kit, or maybe even a better one. Maybe it gets a better interior with suede or Alcantara. Maybe some more boost or a more exciting curve. Whatever they do, as long as they stick with the old recipe, people will still buy their car. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get a Subaru with color-matched fender arches again. This has been the Rust Belt Bombers YouTube channel. I appreciate you hanging out if you're still here. This has been the 2024 Subaru WRX, as reviewed by Jake. See you next time. Bye-bye.